What's up there, guys? This is Cob and welcome to a video talking about Destruction Warlocks in WoW Legion, and more namely, how we could make Destruction Warlocks actually fun to play in Legion. In case you don't know, Destruction Warlock basically consists of this in Legion, right? Let's get up a Soul Harvest here, we get up a bunch of Soul Shards, and then we just do this. It's a lot of Shadowburns, man. It's a lot of Shadowburning. Then you can flank a couple of times. If you want to best optimally, I guess you just do something along the lines of Rift, Rift, Immolate, Rift, and then you just mash more Shadowburns. That's a lot of damage. That feels kind of cool. Why does that feel cool? Because it's all instant cast for the most part, and once you got the Rifts up. And the Rifts feel really, really nice to use as well. But it's still kind of just spamming Shadowburn at the end of the day as well. And when your Demonic Rifts are on cooldown, like 45-second recharge on these things, you only have a 6% chance to reset the cooldown on a Dimensional Rift after casting an Incinerate rather, as you can see here with Dimension Ripper. Incinerate, 6% chance to grant a charge of Dimensional Rift. So you have to spam out a shitload of fucking Incinerates to just get one of these Rifts to recharge. As you can see, we're just not getting one. It's just going to recharge naturally right now. A lot of people have been hating on the spec. Maybe I'm just too used to Warlords of Draenor Destro, where there's just too many cast times, so we just a heal bot in between casting Chaos Bolts. I was really fucking sick of that playstyle in WoD, you know. Still am sick of it. So when I saw this, you know, a spec where you're basically just running around mashing instant buttons like this, I was like, you know what? Fair enough, you're just sort of pressing the same buttons over and over and over and just kind of spamming Shadowburn at times. But at least it's going to be viable, right? And it is. It's sort of somewhat viable right now. The damage isn't tuned very well. But I'd still say that it's like an average spec. The main point being that it's just not that fun to play. It's not that fun to play. So how could we make Destro fun to play? Talked about this on stream. Decided, you know what, let's make a video about it. Let's get some thoughts out there. Someone was saying I maybe should type up a thread or something like that. Maybe we'll get around to making a thread on the forums, leaving like a feedback thread. How can you make Destro fun? How can you make Destro fun? First and foremost, right, the first thing about the spec that needs to be fucking addressed is this. This is not interesting. This is dull, alright? This is like fucking, I mean, look at it. And then we finally run out of Soul Shards, couple of fucking conflags, and we just spam out more of them. That's not fun. What is fun? Fucking Dimensional Rifts, man. These things are cool as hell. You just throw them up and just let them do the thing. Oh, we've both got like the most boring ones there. But you know, they're kind of cool to throw up. You can also throw up a Doomguard while bursting as well. Those are like the interesting things. How do we amplify the interesting things while cutting out all the boring snot? First of all, my idea for Shadowburn. Shadowburn's the problem. Shadowburn, why can I not just have 3 charges of Shadowburn? Each regenerate on a separate 3-second cooldown. So you kind of have to pull them up from time to time. And of course, you can't, even if you've got like full Soul Shards, you can't just spam out 6 or 7 fucking Soul Shards with a Soul Conduit, you know, regenerating the shards all the time. You can't just spam them out like that. You can only spam out 3 at a time. You could give Shadowburn like a damage buff to compensate for this, because you can't spam it quite as often, so it makes sense that it does a little bit more damage. Just give it a mini fucking cooldown and make it a bit more situational, you know. Make us have to pool it up. Make it feel a bit more satisfying to use, rather than just mashing out damage that against a lot of targets just feels like tickle damage. It feels like tickle damage from time to time, and that ain't that fun to use, man. I'd like to see Shadowburn do a bit more damage, 3 charges of Shadowburn, 3-second cooldowns, you know, that recharge, you know, 1 at a time, so they're not all recharging at the same time. Now, if Shadowburn is on a fucking 3-second cooldown, let's say that this is, as an example, I've got three Soul Shards right now. That means I can spam out 3 Soul Shards. Boom. Oh my god, now they're on cooldown. What the fuck do I do? Look at these slow-ass cast Incinerates. And look at this. This is the biggest spit in the face. Look at this. It only did about, what, double the damage of a Shadowburn? 200k? About double the damage of a Shadowburn for all that cast time on that Chaos Bolt. You know what the stupidest thing is? Fucking Backdraft is baseline. So you have... No, it's not baseline, I mean. It's not baseline, alright? You need to choose between Backdraft and Shadowburn. In the very first tier of talents, you need to choose, am I going to use Chaos Bolt or am I going to use Shadowburn? The choice is so fucking clearly obvious that you just have to go Shadowburn, right? Why would you ever go Chaos Bolt? Why would you ever go Chaos Bolt? It just makes no bloody sense, alright? you're gonna go Shadowburn, so Backdraft is never gonna fucking be used. At least in a PvP perspective. I don't know, once the damage has been tuned a little bit, fucking hair all up in my face. Maybe in PvE, you know, a Casebolt Spec will just do more DPS. Then fair enough, I'll shut the hell up right now. But until the damage tuning has been done and we know for sure that Casebolt will be anywhere near competitive, Shadowburn is just too much of an obvious choice. Make Backdraft baseline. Keep our Demonic Circle, alright? It pains me to say that, but take it. Fuck it. I'm actually okay with Demonic Circle being a talent, alright? I'm not okay with that, okay? But I can accept it, alright? I can kind of just grit my teeth and be like, fine, fucking fine, you know? But Backdraft, you got to understand that by making Backdraft a talent, you make Casebolt. Casebolt is on my second action bar, and it's on a shitty keybind right now, because I just never use it, right? You're basically deleting Casebolt from your class if you go Backdraft. If you don't go Backdraft, which nobody will. Make Backdraft fucking baseline. Not only will that have a positive impact, for example, now all my Shadowburns are on cooldown, right? Or what am I going to do? I get to do this at least, and I get to spam some reasonable quick cast time incinerates here and there. Look at that. I get to do this while I wait for the Shadowburns to come back. So I'm getting to do something in between, you see? And it's not just clunky as fuck, and the cast times aren't long as hell because we're getting Backdraft. What does that also do? That also makes Dimensional Rifts better. Dimensional Rifts are the most fun thing. Now look, all the Dimensional Rifts are on cooldown. Now I get to spam quick cast incinerates. That means that we have more chance for the 6% artifact proc to regen us a charge of Dimensional Rift. One of them recharged right now for the video. Go, do it. Show me that you can do it. Make it happen. Please. Please. 6% is not high enough of a proc chance, alright? But you see what I'm saying? Getting off quick cast incinerates, having Backdraft as a baseline spell, just, oh my god, that makes the spec not feel shit automatically, alright? There's still more things that you could do to make it more fun, but it makes the spec just feel alive. It makes it feel like it's doing something again, other than just spamming Shadowburns when it's important, you know? I'm still spamming it out. I'm still gonna try and get this thing to proc. Come on, proc, you son of a bitch. Prove my point. Proc. Proc. It's never gonna proc. Alright. So we try to get Dimension Ripper to proc there. Incinerate, 6% chance to grant a charge of Dimensional Rift. Dimensional Rifts, ton of damage, really fun to use, but we're just not gonna get to use them enough, alright? 45-second recharge is too long. This fucking proc chance on Dimension Ripper, 6% chance only to grant a charge of Dimensional Rift. That's way too fucking small. It used to be 15% chance, and I still felt like that was too low. So for it to only be 6%, that really fucking pisses me off. But anyway, that's all other thing. We'll get to Dimensional Rift in just a little bit. What was my other note? Bring back Backlash. Bring back Backlash, man. Why is Backlash gone? Why? It didn't affect PvE whatsoever, and it was not overpowered at all. It was really, really fun in PvP, you know. If you don't know what Backlash was, I know some people, you know, you started playing, was it during MOP that we lost Backlash? If this guy melee hits me right now, look, I can flag him, I'm running around, oh my god. Just pretend that I'm out of I'm out of Soul Shards right now. I can't use my Shadowburns because they're all on cooldown. Whatever, you know, just work with me here. I get hit with a melee swing, you have a 25% chance after taking a melee hit to get an instant cast Incinerate. And it's on like a 10-second internal cooldown or something, you know, so I can't just proc like crazy. That's all Backlash was. You know how lovely that felt to use? They could even bring that back. So I take a melee hit off this guy. Oh, look, I got a Backlash proc, you know, because there's a warrior hitting me, there's a rogue hitting me, whatever. I get a Backlash proc, throw out an instant Incinerate. It could even be part of the proc. Your next Incinerate deals 150% bonus damage, or maybe has like a 100% crit chance, or something like that, and is instant cast. You know how lovely that would feel? You know how lovely that would feel? You know how much nothing we can do right now if melees get on us? Well, you know what we do? You know what we do? Unending Resolve for our Mastery, and try and get up a gateway. Because you're not going to have a gateway up if you get jumped by a melee. If a warrior charges you, you're not going to have time to get that shit up. If a rogue gets on, you're not going to have time to get that shit up. You've got to try and find a way to get off a fucking gateway. And this is the only way to kite melees right now. And that shit sucks. Other than that, all we've got is Sack Pact, which is... I mean, Dark Pact is a massive, massive shield, and it's nice. But I'm talking about how do we actually how do we actually combat melees? We just sort of seem to jump around and try and exist against them for a while until we run out of cooldowns like Gateway and Dark Pact. If you have Backlash plus Shadowburns, you're able to put out some conflags whenever they come back. You're definitely not going to outdamage them, but at least you're able to retaliate a little bit, and at least you're able to put up a fight, and it feels nice when you're able to put up a fight. It feels fun, alright? That's what we're getting at here, trying to make the spec feel fun. What was the last little note that I was going to make? Oh yeah, Dimensional Rifts. Dimensional Rifts, I mean, for me, these are the most fucking fun part of the spec, dude. I love Dimensional Rifts so much. To just think that you can just like chain cast a bunch of them like this, and then get up a Doomguard like that, and then, for example, if Case Bolt was usable because we're using Backdraft, we get to chuck out some of this. I mean, look at that damage, dude. Can we get off another one as well if Soul Conduit procs? No, we didn't get a Soul Conduit proc. But you see what I mean? That feels really cool. That feels really, really cool. And the Backdraft is really, really integral to that. Dimensional Rifts, though, 45-second recharge. Like I say, only 6% chance with for Incinerate to give you another charge of Dimensional Rift. To me, either Dimension Ripper should be rebuffed up to 15% again, and we get a Backdraft, the Backdraft passive proc back to give us some instant Incinerates every now and again when we're taking damage. Then that would be fine. Or if they're going to leave it at this, just flat out reduce the fucking cooldown of Dimensional Rift to like 30 seconds. Reduce it to like 30 seconds. Would that be so hard? Would that be really OP? I don't think that'll be OP. That's only like fucking 2 Dimensional Rifts per minute. You know? I mean, stacking up all 3 of them, the damage is pretty obscene, but a couple of Dimensional Rifts a minute, I don't think that'll be that bad, so let's just go over the quick list again. I've got like a little notepad open here so I don't forget shit. Rework Shadowburn, 3 charges of Shadowburn, 3-second individual cooldowns, so they're not all regenerating at the same time, and you're not just spamming out Shadowburns. Give it a little damage buff so it feels more impactful as well. It's not just chaining out tickle damage. Next thing on the list, fucking Backdraft should be baseline. Take our Demonic Circle. If I had to choose one to have as baseline, I would pick Backdraft personally. I know a lot of people might disagree with me on this, but I would take Backdraft personally. Why? Because I miss actually being able to cast Incinerate in PvP. I miss actually being able to use Case Bolt in PvP. Because right now, if you go Shadowburn over Backdraft, that's it. Incinerates are just they're just filler. They are the worst slow cast time, crappy filler. And fucking Case Bolt is just, it's never ever worth using, ever, because the cast time is just ridiculous. Make fucking Backdraft a baseline spell. I don't really see the problem with that. Wrap it all up with bringing back Backlash. Nice little anti-melee tool. It's fun to use. Maybe, you know, as well as granting an instant Incinerate, that Incinerate could also deal like 100% bonus damage or something like I said earlier. That would feel really cool to use. It wouldn't affect PvE because you shouldn't be taking melee damage in PvE. And also just make Dimensional Rifts more usable. I'd just say reduce the fucking cooldown to like 30 seconds. Or increase the proc chance of Dimension Ripper up from 6%. That's all I got. That's all I got. I think that's like, what, 3 or 4? Fairly minor changes, honestly. Yeah, 3 or 4 fairly minor changes. I think these would make a world of difference. Because right now, like I say, it's just this. You're running around, you're blah blah blah. Oh, look at that little Shadowburn there. You got Dimensional Rifts. This is the bear sequence, right? This is cool. I don't mind the bear sequence at all. You get out like a bunch of fucking portals. You get out your Doomguard, and you just mash Shadowburns like this. Q&E a little bit, get them conflags out there on cooldown, you know. Spam out some more Shadowburns. Look at all that damage, man. That's a lot of consistent DPS there. And that feels really, really cool to use. But now look. Once this... I mean, my portals are already gone. I've got to wait like a million years now for the portal to come back. We're randomly just incinerating. Slow as fuck. Shadowburn spam. It's not doing a great deal of damage. Conflag. Shadowburn. You see how quickly it deteriorates? You see how quickly it deteriorates right now. Incinerate because reasons. Shadowburn. Conflag. Shadowburn. Oh, portal's coming back. Oh, there's one portal back. Alright, let's wait another 45 seconds now for that twat to come back, you know. It's just, it goes downhill really quickly. And can you imagine this in a PvP setting? You don't have time to sit there and go like this while there's some guy hitting you. I think that might change as a decent idea. Fuck it, what do you guys think? Thanks for coming by, thanks for watching. Have an awesome day now. Leave any thoughts that you have down below in the fucking comments of the video. Really interesting to always read through your guys' ideas as well. But for now, I'm going to catch all of you guys just a tad bit later. Man, you just dive... That poor guy! Alright. Think the Hound. Think Game of Thrones. What would the Hound do? He'd kill this little fucking idiot.